Mashiach and the secret teachings of the gospel. So in the last part we discovered that the woes were actually based on this hexagram, also found on the first page of the Bible, and Jesus is gone through the woes according to this key of Solomon. After the woes themselves, Jesus departs from the temple, and we read in scripture, and Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, they shall not be left here one stone upon another, that shall not be thrown down. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us when these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end of the age. So we begin the great apocalypse of Jesus upon the Mount, which begins here with the goat on the mount, and this part of the zodiac. So Jesus reveals the secrets to his disciples and about the end of the age, and this is done according to the chart of illumination. This is each orb, each sign Jesus follows to reveal the end of the age. So we begin at the sign of Capricorn, where he goes on the mountain and views the temple itself, which is indeed the heavenly temple, as shown in this chart here. Though the uninitiated will say, no, he's referring to the temple in Jerusalem, these actually, to the initiated, referring to the temple above, and the various gates, and the all positions that are positioned at illumination. So we begin, we begin with the first orb, and the first orb is a Neptune here, and this is where Jesus actually begins his apocalypse. And in terms of cosmology, Neptune is a spiritual planet, but refers to deception. And so we have reference here, and Jesus states, And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. This deception is referred to in this planet here. Then he goes on to Uranus. Now Uranus, in terms of cosmology, is the planet of surprise, upsets, earthquakes. And so we have reference in the next part of the apocalypse, where he states, And ye shall hear of wars and rumours of wars. See that ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes. This is a reference to this orb here. Now we come to Mercury, and it governs communication. And we have reference to Mercury here in the next sign of Jesus. Then shall they deliver you up and to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And that is a direct reference to this orb here. Next we come to Venus. And Venus, in terms of cosmology, refers to love. It's the planet of love. So we have a reference next in the apocalypse to this planet here. And he goes on to state, And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So here we have a reference to Venus here through love gone cold. Now we have the important orbs during illumination, and Jesus in the apocalypse goes on to state, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. This is here the planetary positions of the Sun and Pluto of illumination, and here Jesus is stating that the gospel reveals this in its writings. Now we come to Saturn here, and Saturn rules conservatism, the law, etc. But also Saturn is the planet of karma, and we have reference to this in the next part of the Apocalypse. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. Now the holy place here, as we've discovered earlier, this point here is actually Ratmanin, the mercy seat. And this, Jesus is referring to this point here in terms of the world's end, the karma upon the Jewish nation, which means with the rejection of the gospel, the illumination, karma shall visit them. And with the knowledge of the Jewish history and what the nation of the Jews have gone through for 2,000 years, and principally in the last century, one can begin to imagine what the abomination of desolation actually means. And this is now past. Now we come to the next stage of the apocalypse, and we come to Jupiter here, and this represents materialism. And he goes on, then let them which be in Judea flee unto the mountains, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. Therefore, during a time of tribulation, men are not to take their materials, represented here by Jupiter. Next we come to the moon, and we go on. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Here we have direct reference to the moon, and the moon rules women, and women give birth. Jesus also states here that this is the Sabbath day, and this is correct. The moon is the day of rest. Monday is the Sabbath day, as I've revealed earlier in the inner secrets of the Torah. Now we come to Mars here, the red planet, the planet of war. It's a soldier's planet, and we go on. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be, and except those days shall be shortened, there shall be no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. And so we come to war itself, and this is represented here by Mars. Now we come to the important point of the descendant in Leo and the ascendant in Aquarius. This line here basically reveals the eastern horizon from the east to the west. And this sign revising over the east at the moment of illumination. And illumination occurs in light, when one is illumined. Enlightenment means light, and we have direct reference to this in the next part of the Apocalypse. Wherefore, if thou shalt say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, or go forth, he is in the secret treasures, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth unto the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. And this is direct reference to that.